Everybody that uses the bush will be affected.
We are in the middle of a war with these people.
Locking it up doesn't necessarily preserve anything.
If you love dogs, four drives and hunting like I do, then you're going to love the Victorian Hound Hunters Microchipping Day at Tallarook. Now this year will be bigger and better than ever before. It's their 25th anniversary, and to celebrate, here's our coverage of the 2024 event. Today we're at an event that combines a number of my passions: dogs, hunting and four-wheel drives. We're at the Victorian Hound Hunters Microchipping Day, so let's go and catch up with a few mates and check out what's going on.
We're here today at Tallarook, obviously one of our biggest events on the calendar. You can see by the amount of cars and stuff here, again, a bit bigger than last year.
There's definitely a little bit of everything here at the expo site.
This is the biggest event we've had here ever. We've had to push store holders away because we didn't have enough space.
At these events, there's always so much to see and do. It's great to get involved. There's also a lot of industry support. We've got the guys from Ridgeline right here, and I reckon they're offering up a few bargains. Thanks, guys.
I like to get up.
I feel like I'm a bit overdressed, actually. Here at the expo, we've even got the support of Dog and Gun Coffee. How awesome is that?
So we obviously got the jumping castle again, which is a great hit with the kids. Face painting, show bags, balloons. Good ways for the mums and dads to dump the kids in the castle and walk away for a bit.
And the absolute highlight of the day for me is a fantastic fresh feed of venison straight from the legend chefs here. They do an amazing job all day. Fresh, free steaks, sausages and hamburgers. I reckon I'll have one of each.
Way to go, Simon, you mightn't get anything.
It's a long line.
Since time began, there's been a stigma around hunters. The problem is, generally the people that do the loudest whinging are the ones that have no clue of what it's all about. Hound hunters, more than any other kind of hunters, we use the meat that we harvest because the simple fact is we have hounds to feed as well. If we don't eat the venison, the hounds sure do. Hound hunters average around 260,000 deer a year. We put $430 million into the economy of rural towns. Doesn't seem to make a lot of sense when Victorian government spend millions of dollars to shoot them out of helicopters when we're happy to go out and be more efficient at it and do it for free.
Most of the deer hunting's done in the Victorian High Country, so it's obviously a pretty dense bush. Those areas are getting smaller. Things are happening this year. Obviously there's lots of talks around this Great Forest National Park, trying to turn more of that land that we have access to now into national parks, and that's probably one of the biggest threats to hound hunting and anyone that's got dogs, you know, because if national parks get in and people won't have access to those areas. And it's, we don't want to see that. We want to make people aware of what we do, why we do it. It's a free resource for the government. You know, we pay game licences, all our hounds have to be registered. There's a lot of rules around what we do, and it's an untouched resource for the government.
I can understand how people who are not in the hunting fraternity believe that we need to lock these areas up to protect our native wildlife and our flora and fauna. And I understand how they truly believe that supporting a project like that is a very noble thing to do. What people need to realise is, once that is turned into national park, that's the end of going for a drive into the high country, stopping and taking your little pet dog that travels in the car with you everywhere you go and letting it get out to stretch its legs, empty out, because that's an absolute no-go zone. Once it's national park, you cannot do that anymore. It affects the camping, the four-wheel drivers. Everybody that uses the bush will be affected if it's locked up. Not to mention the threat of wildfire. It becomes a little bit hypocritical to lock it up when there are noxious weeds and things that will be absolutely out of control. Tracks won't be maintained the same way once it's locked up. The devastation that one wildfire can do, 2009, the wildfires in the high country reduced the leadbeater possum population by 49%. So there's a lot more to it than that initial noble idea, yes, let's lock it up and preserve it. Locking it up doesn't necessarily preserve anything.
It's Jeff Borman, Member of Parliament for the Shooters, Fishers and Farmers Party in Victoria. What I do by coming here is I show people they do have representation in Parliament. I was shooting and fishing and even farming long before I was a politician. I became a politician to protect our way of life, to protect these sorts of things. The people that don't like hunting will take any opportunity that they can take to put us down. Make no mistake, we are in the middle of a war with these people and we cannot relax our guard at all.
As the current regulations state, we're only allowed to use beagles, bloodhounds and harriers to hunt sambar deer in the Victorian high country. Those dogs have to be assessed for registration through the Game Management Authority. Our assessors critique the dogs to see that the dogs are true to standard, true to type, whether they be papered pedigree hounds or not. They exhibit all the correct critique for a purebred dog of the breed it's supposed to be.
Today's not just for hounds, obviously people can bring other dogs, gun dogs and so forth to get microchipped and vaccinated. We're lucky enough to have the farrier vet here on site, Juvenile Holland. She comes every year and looks after all her members really, really well.
It's also worth stepping out into the car park. Now keep in mind, these guys are out in the bush every weekend using their four-wheel drives and they set them up to be tough, reliable vehicles, just like this big Land Cruiser right here.
As you can see, around pretty much every single vehicle on here has got some sort of four-wheel drive accessory, whether it's a suspension lift or a bull bar, VHH radios, driving lights. There's a big uptake for the four-wheel drive industry and accessories industry with the hunting fraternity, and our four-wheel drive is necessary to get in those remote spots and find somewhere to either camp or to hunt or whatever it might be.
It's been a cracking day here with the Victorian Hound Hunters checking out their microchipping day. Great people, plenty to see and do, and an awesome feed. Now we've seen how these guys are enthusiastic about their four-wheel drives just like we are. Now this is an open day, so if you'd like to come along next year, we'd love to see you here. Guys, I'm going back for another steak sandwich. We'll see you soon.